Have you ever been editing your animations in Godot and wondered what create reset tracks means? Reset tracks are quite useful and will save you a lot of headaches. And in this video, you'll learn how to use them. So first, a little background. The Godot animator is quite powerful. You can use it to animate property values like these over here, which is super cool. For example, I've got this death animation here where my knight flies back dramatically when hit. And I was able to add some additional juice in Godot by modifying the material override property in my animation player. So if we play this track, you can see that I modify the material to red and then back and then orange and then back. If we play that, looks pretty cool. But what happens when I do this is when I'm modifying these materials, you'll see it's literally setting the materials in the editor. So if I were to save this and then go back to my main scene, and he's now orange in my main scene. We fix this with a reset animation. A reset animation only has one keyframe and should contain all your desired property values for your animated character. The reset animation will be used by Godot to reset all property values that were modified by animations back to the values specified in the reset track. So in my reset animation here, I'll add a track, property track, click my model, go to the material override property, which is what I'm modifying that makes it orange in the first place. Scroll down, add a keyframe, click on it, and I'm just going to clear this value. Now this is empty, and if I apply the reset track, move it to another one, apply the reset track, and we'll see that it's fixed. Now if I go back to my animation where I modify this property, set it back to this orange thing, and I'll save it. He's still orange in this animation, but if we go back to my main scene, he's fixed in the main scene. That's because I have in the animation player reset on save check, which will basically make it so the reset track is applied when the file is saved, which is what gets imported to other scenes when you add your scene to other scenes. Also can be super useful if you've been modifying this and your properties are all out of whack to just go to edit and then apply reset, and that'll apply your reset track. You can also just go to your reset track and that will fix things as well. One more important thing, if you're importing your models directly from your Blender files, when you get this pop up inevitably that says create reset tracks, Godot will automatically create a reset animation for you if you don't have one already. If you're importing your models directly from blend files, you don't want to do this because when you close your project, the new reset animation is just going to get wiped away. So only do this if you have a reset animation that is in your Blender model. You can really easily create a reset animation in Blender by going to the dope sheet, action editor, and then clicking this button here to create a new action. We'll rename it to reset all caps. That's very important that it's all caps. I'm just going to select all these keyframes, delete them, go back to the first keyframe. Now we get back to reset here. Select all my bones in pose mode. Reset your bones by pressing Alt R, Alt G, and then we'll create our keyframe by pressing I and then location and rotation. And then just make sure you click on this little shield here. This is the fake user icon. Just make sure your animation won't get deleted by Blender if it's not actively being used in the editor. If you just follow those steps, you might notice that you don't have this add track option to your reset track, which is kind of important. You can get that by going to your file. So I'll single click on my blend file here, clicking import in the top left, advanced. Find your reset animation that you just created and make sure that save to file is enabled. Specify a path, save it to a file, press save, and then make sure that keep custom tracks is checked here, and then just say re-import. And that should cover everything you need to know about reset tracks. So now if we're in our animation player and we're playing around with properties, you can create a reset track by clicking this button, and it will add that track to your reset animation. And again, you can add manual tracks to your reset animation to specify the default values that you desire, which will save you a lot of headaches in the future. If you'd like a more detailed video on how I made this animation, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, please like and subscribe for more videos. Thanks.